Okay. I am starting at 12 o'clock. This is Ms. Hodges. It is Wednesday, April 15, and I'm getting ready to do video 2. And I've already set up the top part of my paper, whether that be a pen or a colored pencil. And you can start setting up your paper until we get to 12 o'clock. Today's date with a capital letter spelled correctly, Wednesday, April 15. I'm putting WR in the corner so that when I get this workout later, I can remember that this is writing. So we have 2 papers, one for reading, one for writing. So you put a WR or a W if you want. And then I put my 3 reminders. I don't just write these reminders. I make sure that I do these reminders. Hello, hello. So you can set up your paper to say, watch YouTube video, leave a comment on this video, and take and send a photo of this work. So you can start setting up your paper. Sorry, I'm pulling up the photo. You can start setting up your paper this way. This is video 2. And today you don't need to watch video 1 to do video 2. You can do them in either order. I also want to say that if you're someone who's really behind on assignments, and I've talked to you about your day tomorrow, your makeup day, you can do this video later. If you do it with me, you can ask questions while we do it, and that's why it's really helpful. But if you want to watch this video later, you can do that. Okay, I'm just pulling up a photo. So this is your video 2. This is your writing assignment for today. Just some reminders of announcements I made this morning. Tomorrow, I am doing no videos. Tomorrow is a catch-up day to make sure you have no red on your tracker. Okay, I still have a couple of minutes. So go ahead and set up your paper this way. And if you remember, you can actually divide your paper in half. This is going to be a long video today because I'm doing it step by step with you guys. So I'm going to be writing, asking you to pause the video, and then erasing. So we're doing paper setup to be prepared. On the left side of your paper is always notes. And I want you guys to remember that if you really want that A or B, you've got to make sure that you're keeping track of your thinking and you're jotting down information and how it makes sense to you. You guys might be on this video right now saying, hi, but how do I know that you're actually learning? I don't, because I can't see you. So that's why notes are important. Notes is my idea. Notes are my ideas or learning. Please make sure you spell this word correctly because I spell it correctly on every paper. Assignment has a silent G right there. That's what a lot of people leave. And the assignment today is going to, I already have my paper set up, sorry. The assignment for the writing, I'm going to be doing right here. So you're not going to be able to go on Google Drive and you're not going to be able to grab this from Google Drive. You have to do it on the video. Okay. I reminded you that would have, could have, should have are the proper ways to say things, not kinda, shoulda. If you're not capitalizing the W in Wednesday, if you're not spelling the word correctly that I wrote for you, if you're not capitalizing A in Amira from the red pencil, you will not be green because that is not A or B quality. So please be careful that when I ask you to copy something correctly, that you copy correctly. Because I think you guys now see, I don't just look at a photo, I zoom in the photo. I read everything. That's why you guys don't do Canvas. That's why I get photos, because we need to make sure that the quality of our writing stays high. So today's reminder, and this is something that you have to do in your writing, this first part is a spelling reminder. Remember, today's going to be slow. Your spelling reminder. I'm noticing this a lot. When you say the word walked or passed randomly, learned, all of those words end in the same 2 letters. E, D. But what's happening in some writing is that people are just writing D. That's not correct. You guys remember from reading and being young in first grade, second grade, ED is how words end. So that is the first thing for today that I'm reminding you has to happen. Similar to that is when you guys say things like better, or you say things like warmer, or you say things like messenger, you should be ending not with R, but with ER. I'm seeing people say things like, let me think, ER or 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 IR, actually. Because people are saying things like inventor, and they're not including that letter. They're just putting R. You guys have to make sure words end with those letters. It's glitching. I'm going to try moving. I'm going to slide over. Tell me if it gets better. I moved a little bit. All right, I'm moving because my students are telling me it's glitching. So that should be better. Is that better? Let me know in the comments by saying better. But make sure you don't just type better. It's ER. Thank you. Okay, that has to be cleaned up, guys. When we're spelling, we've got to make sure we end things with ED, ER, OR, IR, not just R. Thank you. Okay, so right now, on the assignment part of your paper, it's gonna be hard to do because I'm left-handed, so you guys are gonna have to be patient with me. What you need to do, and I've done this in a couple videos, is you need to check your work. And remember, everything I write, you have to write, okay? Check your work that you've done so far. Are you the student who is forgetting to do this? You have to go back and look at assignments you've done. If you don't look, then you will not know if that's you. But when you go back and you look at an old piece of writing, look at your ED. Are you the student that's just putting D? If you are, now you know that about yourself and you can fix that. Check your work and revise. You have to make sure that you don't just hear me, that you actually go check. Because you will not be learning unless you say, am I the person doing that? I'm going to leave this here for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to erase. But remember, you can always rewatch this video, and you can pause the video to have more time. You do not have to watch this video from beginning to end. You could pause it, and you could get this caught up. Okay, we're going to continue down your page. Okay. One thing that I've talked about in the last two writing videos is subjects and verbs. So this is how you also get strong participation, is you make comments while I'm talking about the learning. We've been talking about a complete sentence has to have what's called a subject and a verb. If you remember what those things are, type it in the comments. No comments. These are in your notes from the other day. Okay, a subject is like a topic. What is your sentence about? Okay, so whenever you write a sentence, whenever you say a sentence, the sentence is always about a subject. It's like topic. It could be a person or it could be a thing. If I said Chester is looking out the window, who am I talking about? My cat, Chester. He's the subject of the sentence. If I say Area 51 is a place where the United States government keeps secrets from its citizens, okay, what is that whole sentence about? Area 51. And you'll notice something, that when you guys did your assignment, subjects usually go at the beginning of a sentence. Okay? Awesome. I'm going to turn this around in a second. And you guys are right. A verb is an action. So I said Chester is looking. Okay, what's Chester doing? Hey, Chester. He's right here. Chester is looking outside the window at the bird. Okay, Chester, but what is he doing? What's his action? He is looking. And those go right next to each other. Chester, what's he doing? Is looking. They usually all go together. Okay. If I said Area 51 is an area, that one's hard because Area 51 is. Is a verb. It's like a state. It's like how something is. A verb can also, you want to think of it like a feeling. So Megan is teaching her students. Okay, who's the sentence all about? I'm the subject. What am I doing? Is teaching. Both of those. Ms. Hodges is feeling. Okay, what am I doing? I am feeling. And I'll turn this around now. If I say, I am happy, who's the sentence about? I. What am I doing? Am. Am is like a state word. I'll turn this around for you guys to copy. Happy tells you how I feel. That's not really an action, but I am. Am is a state word. Am is or was. Those count. Those aren't actions, but they count. Good. I like the way you guys are typing. Because you don't have to know this perfectly, but sometimes when you write sentences, they're missing a subject. And so your sentences don't make sense. And that's why we're spending time on this. Sentences must have two things, subject and a verb. Subject is what the whole sentence is about. It could be a person, could be a place, could be a thing, could be an idea. So education is important. Okay, education is the thing. Is. So these are some notes. You've got this sentence to write, a reminder about what subject is, a reminder what verb is. And in a second, I'm going to go to the assignment side. And I actually found 3 student sentences that did not have a subject or start with a subject. So I'm going to show you 3 examples from students in our classes so you guys can see why this can help you in writing. And those students, I hope, will go, oh my gosh, that's me. And then they will learn that about themselves. We were not doing this well 2 weeks ago, but I think you guys are remembering that you need to do complete sentences, need to have subjects and verbs. Okay, if you're not done with this, it's okay, because you can pause the video, you can rewatch the video, and finish writing it down. But what I would do is I would leave a little space so that you can finish this work later. I'm going to move it now. Don't freak out. You can always come back and finish writing, because the important thing is you're with me here. You can catch this up in a bit. Okay. So let's look at some real student sentences. And this one has two things we're going to talk about. And you're going to write this sentence incorrectly too. Like, you're going to notice, you're going to be like, that's not right. It's okay. We're going to write it. A student, when I asked about in the red pencil, what does it mean to have a bag of mixed feelings? This student said, because people have, and look right there. Yeah, I did that on purpose. People have mixed feelings. Period. Okay. So this has two things to talk about. And maybe you've already spotted it. Okay. People have mixed feelings, because people have mixed feelings. Okay. What's the subject? What's that whole sentence about? People. So this person used the word because. You cannot start a sentence with that, because shows you cause and effect. I don't see any cause and effect. So you guys should not be starting a sentence with because unless you have the cause. Because people have mixed feelings, this shows. That would be okay. But you can't start with cause. No, it's not spelled right, but you need to think about starting your sentence with the subject. Okay? So cross that out, and you need to start with the subject. What's this sentence about? People. Okay? So they have a subject, but it wasn't clear. People. Okay, what's the verb sentence? Because it's got a subject and a verb. But there's something not quite right, and Juan's typed it. This is exactly what I talked about in the beginning of the video. We don't end words with D. It's two letters. What are the two letters that they need to go back and notice? E-D. And that's exactly why I ask you to go back and look. Because when this person goes back to their work, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm the person who's not doing ED. I'm just writing D. And they're going to learn that about themselves. Okay. So this sentence had a subject and it had a verb, but it did not start with the subject. And that doesn't make sense. You can't start with because. All right. I'm going to do my second example. I'm going to write with my opposite hand, so it's going to be a little bit messy. The next sentence I want us to look at, we're going to just do one more, is, so mother's point of view is positive. And that answers a question from the red pencil. So mother's point of view is, trying to write with my other hand, sorry, is positive. People aren't spelling positive right. Make sure we've got complete sentences. So mother's point of view is positive. First of all, whose point of view? Mother's point of view. It needs an apostrophe because point of view belongs to mom. This person started the sentence with so. So is a word for cause and effect. I don't see any cause and effect. So mother's point of view is wrong. That doesn't make a connection. That's not used correctly. They would have to say the cause and then this be the effect. So absolutely, you can't start a sentence with so because they've not given me any cause and effect. I gotta cross it out. So get rid of that. Now it says mother's point of view is positive. Okay. Who or what is the sentence talking about? It's talking about mom. It's talking about mom's point of view. So you could say, okay. And remember, what's tricky is what about her? What is she doing? In this case, the verb is is. Is a verb for state. That's something I'm noticing in people's writing. Is where guys write sentences, check. When you start a sentence, you should start with a subject. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, it could be the word it. But these people are starting with the word so and starting with the word because, and those are words for relationships between two things. Okay. Now we're going to do the new learning. So I'm going to start erasing this side because you can always come back later and you can watch this video. And if you're having computer problems, you can leave and you can watch this video later in the writing playlist. If you're not done, I'll leave a little space on your paper. And right now, I want you to flip your paper to the back because we're going to be doing some writing. Okay. All year long, I have talked about this word, but, and how it means opposite. And now we're going to talk about how to use that word in writing. And I've talked about this in class about conjunctions or connectors. So far we've talked about very simple sentences. Mom has mixed feelings. And we don't want to write short sentences. We want to write long, sophisticated sentences. And so what we do is we take words like but to connect two things. And in this case, make them opposite. Just like you would use the word so to connect a cause and effect, two things together. We're just going to focus on the word but today. We're going to do one conjunction every day. So I'm going on the back of your paper. And actually, you don't need to chop the back of your paper. It's okay if you did, but you don't have to. But is a word that connects. That's why you don't start a sentence with but, because that's not connecting things. That's starting. But is a word, and you could start writing this if you wanted to. But is a word that connects two sentences. To show opposite. All right. We've talked about this a lot this year, so it's not super surprising. So I'm going to do this really simply. I'm going to do two sentences. And to use the word but, they need to be opposites. So I'm going to use something real simple. I'm going to write, Miss Hodges is a teacher. ER, period, capital letter, name. Miss Hodges is a teacher. Okay, that's my first sentence. That's my first idea. I'm going to use an opposite idea now. Capital letter, period, verb, subject. Miss Hodges is a teacher. That's my first sentence. To put this on Google Drive because otherwise we'd be here for hours because this video is slow. Your goal is you're going to have 2 short sentences and you have to write it and connect it with the word but. So how can I put these 2 together instead of doing 2 periods, putting them in 1 sentence with 1 period? Miss Hodges is a teacher. Juan is a student. I'm going to write my first sentence. Miss Hodges is a teacher. Instead of ending my sentence, I'm going to connect it by doing this. Comma, because that's my first idea. That's my first sentence. Comma, but. No period. It's almost like you take away the period and you put a comma because we're not stopping, we're pausing. Miss Hodges is a teacher, comma, but now I need my second sentence. But Juan is a student. Period. I'm going to use the word but because these are opposites. If I wanted to use the word and, which we'll get to, that means I want to add. You're right, Juan, I could use a different word. This is what you have to do in writing is let's not just say things like Miss Hodges is a teacher. That's a simple sentence. Juan is a student. That's a simple sentence. What we're going to be working on in writing, and this is 5th grade level, by the way, is we're going to be using connecting words. You can connect them as 1 sentence. The thing that you have to do to use a connector correctly is you're going to be putting a comma and using the word to connect. Miss Hodges is a teacher, but Juan is a student. Now I've connected my 2 sentences and I've used the correct punctuation, comma, but. Okay, type your questions in the comments, or if that sounds good, if that was clear, then you can leave me a thumbs up or you can say that was clear. Today's assignment, you're going to get 2 sentences and your job is this part. You're going to have to still write sentence 1, sentence 2, but you're going to write it connected. So you're going to write 3 things, sentence 1, sentence 2, and then connected. My cat's about to walk across the screen. That's funny. And we can actually do that. Let's put sentence 1, sentence 2, and then let's say 1 plus 2. So you guys know you'll do sentence 1, sentence 2, and then you guys, this is the learning today is, are you connecting them with a comma and the connected word or conjunction word? Instead of doing simple and simple, we're combining to make what's called a compound sentence. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to do one more example together, and it's really important that you guys are writing before I write. Okay, so that was your first example. Remember, you can always pause the video and you can always come back. Okay? All right. If you're having audio issues hearing me, you might need to come back. But based on what people are saying, I'm going to ask you to type this in the comments, 7. If you heard that, can you type a 7 in the comments? I want to make sure my sound is working. Okay, Kevin's got it. Okay, thank you. And if you want to type it too, you can. Okay, that's an example. You can always pause the video and come back. Thanks, guys. Sound test, right? Okay, so go ahead on your paper and write 1, because you know you're about to write sentence 1. Okay, and it's gonna be about the red pencil. Amira. Okay. Amira wants, let's make this as short as possible. Hold on. Amira wants to read. Go ahead. I've got a subject and I've got a verb, so it's a sentence. Amira is my subject. It's all, who is it about? Amira. And what does she want? Or what is she doing? She wants. Sentence 1. You don't have to do that, but that's a reminder about subject verb. Just working on opposites. So some of you are already ahead of me. You know the opposite person with the opposite feeling. So today we're just working on using the same idea. Amira wants to read. Her mother doesn't agree. Make sure you have 2 E's. Okay. So again, this is sentence 2. It's all about mom. And what is mom doing? She doesn't. She's doing something. This is all kind of like the verb. Okay. But this tells me I have 2 complete sentences. Amira wants these 2 sentences that are opposite in idea. And you're going to connect them with but. And I'm still going to write. Amira wants to read. But now I want to connect them. I don't want to end it. I want to keep going. So what's the punctuation I want to use? Let me get a different color marker. Amira wants to read. Connect opposites. But here comes the opposite. And it's the same sentence. Careful we don't put a capital letter down here, because we've not ended the sentence. Be careful about that. But her mother doesn't agree. Now I need to make sure, that's the only thing you missed one, is you need that period at the end. So now I have short sentence, simple, simple, and your job today is to take these 2 and to connect them with the word but and also this comma. Okay? I'm going to leave my computer right there for people to copy. I'm going to erase it in about 30 seconds. But you know that if you're not copying or you're not finishing, oh my gosh, Chester, you're so cute. If you guys don't finish that, you can come back to this video and you could even press pause so that it freezes your video at this part. And then we're going to do something cool together at the same time. So today's assignment, I lied to you. I'm going to put it on Google Drive, and I'm actually going to type it right when this video, as this video goes. So if you can open up Google Drive, I'm going to actually create your assignment and start typing it for you. And so you can actually, when you have it open, you'll see me going. Okay. Today, your assignment. I am going to give you sentence 1 and sentence 2. You still have to write sentence 1 and sentence 2. But your job is to also write the combining, the connecting. So when you guys write, you're actually doing a lot of writing because we got to work on things like capital letters, spelling, periods, things like copying this correctly. we're not writing essays, so we've got to make sure we're writing somewhere to keep that practice. So you're going to do a lot of writing, but you guys know this is copied, and your job today is this sentence is where the learning, you're going to show me your learning. You're going to connect these two sentences using a comma and but. All right, making sure I don't hit Chester on the head. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you guys right now, and I'm going onto Google Drive. So if you can open up Google Drive and keep this open so you can hear me, womp, 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 but you're looking at Google Drive, then you'll see something cool. Because with Google Drive, when I type, you guys can see that live. Okay. So on Google Drive right now, let me see if I can do this. You guys will see the reading assignment. Man, can I do this? Oh, that would be awesome. Darn, I can't. Okay. Have the Google Drive link open. I thought I'd be able to do it. I am going to have to type it first and then upload it. Got 2 examples of the learning, and I've explained the assignment. I will give you sentence 1 and sentence 2, and your job is to do 1 and 2 together. Yep, I'm repeating myself a lot. I know. I want to be as clear as possible. So this is a really good time. You guys have been here for like 40 minutes. This is a good time to finish all those notes, to stand, to stretch, to go get a snack. I've not had lunch yet. So make sure you guys have lunch. Make sure you guys get a snack. Go take a shower. Go listen to music. Go do a drawing if you want. If you just joined me and you're late, restart the video. But take a little break. And then check Google Drive for today's writing assignment. Okay? I will stay on this video for 2 more minutes. So if you guys have any questions, ask me in the comments or in the chat. Otherwise, you are free to go. If you need to restart the video, go ahead and rewind it. But you may go because it's not ready yet. You'll check Google Drive in a bit. But if you have questions, please ask me now. And these can be questions about anything. I'm going to try to do this more often. Ask me any questions you have. Look at the children. Look at those children. Look at those children. All right, then you guys are free to go. Look at them. Look at them. This is my... Oh, they got no questions. Mommy was so clear. Mommy was doing TikTok last night, calling out everybody, wasn't she? Just say hi. Oh, Lord. Oh, here we go. You got it. Can't stand on the computer. All right. Okay, I'm not saying questions. So you guys can go. Cat's gone. Chasing a hair tie. Check Google Drive in about 5 minutes if you want, or whenever you're done with your break. Okay, guys? All right. Bye.